Put down the diamond tester. You are about to miss the 5 stones that make diamonds look common. Picture this: a single crystal, smaller than your thumbnail, worth more than a new car, if you can even find one. I am talking about gems so rare, most dealers in Antwerp have never held them. By the end of this, you will know how to use a $12 ultraviolet flashlight to spot California's state gem in the wild, how a free light bulb test can reveal a $70,000 color changer, and why a $15 pocket scale can separate a $20,000 blue-green from worthless glass. You will get the field tests, the tools, and the real stories, like Arthur Payne's 1951 find in Myanmar. A stone so rare, only 2 existed for decades, now valued at $60,000 per carat. That could be you, if you know what to look for, and where the odds are just barely in your favor. Most people think diamonds are the rarest thing you can dig out of the earth. That is the Antwerp myth. I have worked the diamond trade here, seen the vaults, handled stones worth more than most houses. But the truth, diamonds are industrial gravel compared to what I'm about to show you. The 5 stones on this list, Painite, Red Beryl, Benitoite, Alexandrite, and grandidierite, are the real ghosts of the gem world. Each one has a story, a place, a test you can run in the field. Some you can hunt yourself. Some you will only ever see behind glass. But every one of them is rarer than a diamond, and everyone has left a trail of obsession, luck, and heartbreak. Let's start with the one that broke the Guinness Book: Painite. In 1951, Arthur C.D. Payne, a British gem dealer, was working the gravels of Mogok, Myanmar. He picked up a brownish-red crystal, thinking it was a ruby. It was not. For decades, only 2 Painite crystals existed, locked away in London and Myanmar, both under 5 grams. The Guinness World Records called it the rarest mineral on Earth. Even now, with a few more finds, there are only about 1,000 crystals known. Most are the size of a fingernail or smaller. The best stones, transparent and faceable, fetch $60,000 per carat. That is if you can get one. The main source is still Mogok, a place so remote and politically tangled that even Antwerp's best buyers struggle to get in. The geology is unusual. Painite forms when boron and zirconium, 2 elements that almost never meet, collide in a skarn, a contact zone between marble and igneous rock. That is why it is rare. The chemistry is a freak accident. If you ever see a reddish-brown hexagonal crystal with a hardness of 7.5 to 8 on the Mohs scale and a specific gravity around 4, you are holding a piece of history. But here is the honest part. You will not find Painite in the wild unless you are in Myanmar. And even then, you will need more luck than sense. No public digs, no tourist mines. Every real Painite in the market comes from a dealer, an auction, or a private handshake. The only field test? If you are in Mogok and someone offers you a ruby that is too brown, too heavy, and too hard, ask for a lab report. Otherwise, you are chasing ghosts. Now let's talk about a stone you can actually hunt if you're willing to cross the Utah desert. Red Beryl, once called Bixbyite, is 1,000 times rarer than diamond. Maynard Bixby made the discovery in 1904 in the Thomas Range, Utah. He thought he had found a new kind of beryl, emerald's red cousin. But the real motherlode is the Wawa Mountains in Beaver County. Only one mine in the world, the Ruby Violet, produces gem-quality red beryl. The geology is brutal. Red beryl forms in topaz-bearing rhyolite, when beryllium-rich gases and manganese meet at just the right temperature. That's why you get 1 red beryl for every 150,000 diamonds. Most crystals are tiny, under 1 carat, but the best stones, Deep raspberry red and clean, over half a carat, sell for $10,000 and up. The field test is hardness. Red Beryl has a Mohs hardness of 7.5 to 8, harder than quartz. If you are in Utah, bring a piece of quartz, free or $1 at any rock shop. Scratch your find. If it leaves a mark on quartz, but quartz does not leave a mark on it, you might have something. But here's the catch. The Ruby Violet mine is locked down. No public access and no pay to dig. The only way in is with a permit, and those permits are as rare as the stones themselves. You can hunt the surrounding hills for topaz, garnet, even Bixbyite, but Red Beryl is another matter. If you find one, you will make the news. The last major public find was in the 1980s, a 2-carat crystal that was never sold, but appraised at over $20,000. Most collectors buy small crystals from dealers or hunt for the thrill, not the payoff. Benitoite is a different story. This one you can actually dig today if you know where to go. In 1907, James Couch was prospecting in San Benito County, California. He found blue crystals, thought they were sapphires, and sent them to Dr. George Louderback at the University of California, Berkeley. Louderback named the new mineral Benitoite after the county. Fast forward, Benitoite is now California's state gem, and the only commercial source is the Benitoite gem mine near the headwaters of the San Benito River. The geology is wild. Benitoite forms in naturalite veins inside blue schist. It's self-wrapped in serpentinite. That's a recipe you only get in subduction zones. The best stones are electric blue, flawless, and under a carat. Top specimens sell for $4,000 to $12,000 per carat. But here's the kicker. Benitoite fluoresces bright blue under shortwave ultraviolet. That's your field test. Buy a $12 ultraviolet flashlight online. Look for shortwave or 254 nanometers. In a dark room, shine it on your gravel. Benitoite will glow electric blue. Nothing else comes close. The mine is open to the public by reservation. You pay $100 to $140, get a shovel, a screen, and an ultraviolet light. You keep what you find up to a quart bag. The biggest public find on record happened in 2012 when a visitor named Mark H. pulled a 3.5 carat rough, later cut to 1.2 carats, appraised at $8,000. Not bad for a day's work. If you want more locations like this, exact coordinates, field guides, and stones most people overlook, subscribe now. I'll show you where the real value hides and how to test it in the field. Alexandrite is the chameleon. Discovered in the 1830s by Niels Gustav Nordenskiold in the Ural Mountains, Russia, it is the only gem that changes color from green in daylight to red under incandescent light. The first big find was a 5-carat crystal named for Tsar Alexander II, worth a fortune even then. The Russian mines are nearly played out, but you can still find Alexandrite in Brazil, Sri Lanka, Madagascar, and a few other places. The geology is a freak show. You need beryllium and chromium in the same rock, which almost never happens. That is why Alexandrite is so rare. The best stones, over a carat, with a full green to red shift, sell for $10,000 to $70,000 per carat. The field test is free. Take your stone outside. If it is green, bring it inside under an incandescent bulb. If it turns red, you might have Alexandrite. But be careful, synthetics and fakes are everywhere. Real Alexandrite has a refractive index of 1.746 to 1.755 and a specific gravity of 3.7 to 3.78. If you want to be sure, use a $15 pocket scale and a cup of water. Weigh your stone in air, then in water. Divide the air weight by the difference. That is your specific gravity. If it is in the right range, you're closer. But the odds are low. Most Alexandrite is mined by professionals, and the best stones are snapped up before they hit the open market. Still, every year, a few lucky diggers in Brazil or Sri Lanka pull a stone worth more than their truck. Grandidierite is the new obsession. Discovered in 1902 by Alfred Lacroix on the cliffs of Cap Andromana, Madagascar, and named for explorer Alfred Grandidier, it was a mineralogist's curiosity for a century. Then, in 2014, miners near Tranamaro hit a pocket of transparent blue-green crystals. Suddenly, grandidierite was on every collector's list. The geology is high pressure, boron-rich pegmatites, another freak accident. Most stones are translucent, but the rare transparent ones, less than 300 carats total ever cut, sell for $20,000 per carat, sometimes more. The field test is specific gravity. Use that $15 pocket scale, weigh your stone in air, then in water, and do the math. Grandidierite comes in at 2.85 to 3.00. The color is unmistakable, blue-green, with tritroic pleochroism, 3 colors from different angles. But here is the hard truth. Almost all gem-quality grandidierite comes from southern Madagascar, and the mines are artisanal, remote, and closed to tourists. There are no major public finds on record, but the geology supports the possibility. If you see a blue-green translucent stone in a Madagascar parcel, test it. Most collectors buy from dealers, with a lab report, but the dream is still alive. One day, someone will pull a big one from a new pocket. Let's get practical. If you want to test stones in the field, here's what you need. For Benitoite, get a $12 shortwave ultraviolet flashlight from any online rock shop. For Alexandrite, do a free light bulb test, comparing daylight and incandescent light side by side. For red beryl, bring a piece of quartz and a steel file. Test hardness and look for a scratch. For grandidierite, use a $15 digital pocket scale and a cup of water. Specific gravity is your friend. For painite, you will need a lab. But if you are in Myanmar and someone offers you a ruby that is too heavy and too brown, ask questions. Every one of these stones has a field test, a story, and a price tag that makes diamonds look cheap. Now the odds. I won't sugarcoat it. Painite? You'll never dig one yourself. Red beryl? Maybe, if you're lucky and stubborn in Utah. Benitoite? Absolutely, if you book a spot and know how to use an ultraviolet light. Alexandrite? Possible, but you'll need to be in the right place at the right time. And know your tests. Grandidierite? Unless you're in Madagascar with local connections, you'll buy, not find. But here's the thing. Every one of these stones started as a rock in the dirt, picked up by someone who knew what to look for. That's the thrill. That's why I keep hunting, even after years in Antwerp, even after seeing more diamonds than most people see gravel. The best story? It's still painite. Arthur Payne found it in 1951 in Mogok. He picks up a crystal, thinks it's a ruby, and sends it to London. For decades, only 2 exist. Then, in the early 2000s, a few more are found. Never in quantity, never easy. The largest cut painite is 213.52 carats, owned by the Medici collection, verified in 2020. But most are under a carat, and the price keeps climbing. Every time a new one surfaces, the world's collectors hold their breath. That's the kind of rarity you can't fake. That's what keeps the hunt alive. So here's what you do. If you want to chase the rarest stones, learn the tests. Buy the tools, an ultraviolet flashlight, a pocket scale, and a quartz chip. Know the geology. Book a dig at the Benitoite gem mine, or hike the Wawa Mountains for a shot at red beryl. If you are buying, demand a laboratory report. If you are hunting, trust your eyes, your hands, and your tools. The ODDS are long, but the payoff is real. And if you ever find a stone that makes a diamond dealer in Antwerp sweat, you'll know you've done something right.